Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Gold with only one shelter was a fun, if a bit limiting run. Let's follow that up with one I've been looking forward to for a long while. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Heart Gold with a team of only one Sneasel? Alright, I've been excited for this one for a while now. Sneasel is a really cool Dark and Ice type Pokemon that you can only get right outside of Mount Silver in Gold and Silver, although it was a lot easier to get in Crystal. As you can see from our stats, we are very much a physical attacker with an attack of 95 and a special attack of only 35. We're super fast, and we even have pretty great special defense. Our regular defense isn't too bad either, although I really don't expect us to survive any fighting moves. Our health is just alright. By level up, we don't get a lot of what I'm interested in. Feint attack is good, and I like Ice Shard at the end, but not much else is jumping out at me. Screech could be useful in a few niche instances. By TM, we have a massive list, but really, most of what I want is stuff that I can't get. Like Brick Break is a Battle Frontier TM, or how I can't get Aerial Ace until I beat all 8 gyms. I can get Dig at least, but I would really like better type coverage. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through the challenge, so if this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm really excited for this one. Sneasel was just useless in Gen 2 because all dark moves were special, but this is Gen 4, so Sneasel is actually going to work as intended. I don't think I'm beating Red, but I do think that I can get a win on Lance if I play smart. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Sneasel. I need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Chikorita with Sneasel so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Chikorita so that our rival would have Typhlosion, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name him Sneasel, because that's hilarious. Our nature is Adamant for more attack and less special attack. That is literally the perfect nature for us, and we got it on the first try. I've wasted all of my luck at the start. Alright, we're on our way to the Flying Gym, and I'm fighting everything that I can on my way there. This is Heart Gold, and that means Falconer's team uses Roost to stay healthy. I'm gonna need to make sure that we're hitting hard enough that we can actually win by the time we get there. I figure I'll need to hit level 14 and get Feint Attack before I can win, but it's not all that far away. Maybe just clearing Bellsprout Tower and then grinding for a few minutes in the wild will take care of that. Let's hope for the best. I think if everything goes to plan, then I won't be getting slowed down much until the normal gym. So by the time we got to the Flying Gym, we were level 16, and we didn't even have to grind on a wild Pokemon to get to that point. We totally demolished Falconer's team. It was no problem at all. Alright, with that done, we have the Bug Gym next. You'd think it might be easy since Scyther is the only dangerous one and it's part Flying type, but we don't get an Ice move until level 28, and that's a special one. Until we get Ice Shard all the way at level 49, we can't rely on Ice type to save us. I know Scyther is going to spam Quick Attack too, so our high speed doesn't really matter much. Do we use Quick Attack in return to make sure that we keep going first? Or do we go with Feint Attack for more damage? I figure maybe a bit of both, but we'll find out in a minute. Well, this was weird. I really thought that it might be hard, but Scyther just used Leer over and over. We didn't take a single hit. Even with the berries and super potions keeping Scyther healthy, he just never used Quick Attack, and I really don't know why. And our rival right after was super easy too. Again, they kept using Leer. They're just obsessed with that move. They need to get it together. This is crazy. Well, we have the normal gym coming up, and I'm kind of worried about Miltank with Rollout, but I do have a plan. I can get the TM for Dig to keep Rollout from building up too much power. The problem is, the rollout is what keeps her from spamming Milk Drink, so having her fail a rollout due to Dig might just give her a chance to heal with Milk Drink. Also, I don't know who's going to be faster. Miltank is a pretty fast Pokemon. I'm just holding out hope that we don't get stuck for too long because the Ghost Gym isn't too far away, and I want the experience I'll get from sweeping that whole gym. Well, I thought the normal gym might have been hard because of rollout, but she never used it. She stomped a few times, and it wasn't that bad since we were faster, so we won quickly. Well, I guess that means we gotta go do the rival fight and the Ghost Gym. Figure the Ghost Gym should be easy, but the rival fight, might be hard, not sure. Never mind about the rival fight being difficult, it was actually a sweep. I guess getting Dig really made Quilava an afterthought. Let's just go get the Ghost Gym out of the way, then it'll be time for the hard part of the run. Yeah, as expected, the Ghost Gym was a sweep. I mean, how could it not be? We're a super fast and high attack dark type. They didn't stand a chance. Alright, so we've had an easy time so far, but it's time for things to get a lot harder. The Fighting Gym, Steel Gym, and Ice Gym. Right away, we're bad against both Fighting and Steel types, so you know those are gonna go badly. I'm sure that we can one-shot the Magnemites at the Steel Gym with Dig, but Steelix is gonna be too tanky for that. Maybe Screech and Dig can do it, although I'm sure one Iron Tail will take us out. I haven't got a clue how I'm winning the Fighting Gym beyond brute force, levels, and luck. Last is the Ice Gym, and I guess I'm the least worried about that one just because no one has the type advantage in that fight. Still, we could straight up lose just due to being too weak. I'll clear out the Lighthouse for levels, then I'll try the gyms in order. I figure that the Ice Gym is the first one that I'm actually going to be able to beat, and the Fighting Gym is the last, but we'll find out. First is the Fighting Gym. I figured Primeape was gonna instantly take us out, but he actually didn't. He just used Double Team, and we never missed, so we just hardly two-shot him with Slash. After that is Poliwrath though, and we didn't hit hard at all with Slash. Then he put us to sleep and hit a Focus Punch for an easy one-shot. I kinda figured that would happen. Let's try the Steel Gym next. Well, I'm sure we all saw this coming. We one-shot Magnemite, then do a bit of damage to Steelix while it easily one-shots us. Okay, let's just clear out the Rocket Hideout and see if we can even beat the Ice Gym yet. Even if we don't, then maybe the levels from all the trainer fights will let us beat the Steel Gym. At the Ice Gym, not only did we win, but we hardly even took damage. It was funny, Seal actually opened with Hail, so he was taking damage from it, but I wasn't. Turns out that they didn't really have any good non-ice moves to hit me with other than Mud Bomb on Piloswine, and even that hardly did anything. I'm not really sure if I'm ready for the Steel Gym yet, though. Back at the Steel Gym, and I went for Screech. She just used Screech too, so I thought that I had this in the bag. I hit Dig, it didn't do as much damage as I was hoping for, but then we lucked out when Iron Tail missed. Because of that, I could Dig again and do just enough damage to take Steelix down. Last is a Magnemite, who I of course one-shot. I thought I was gonna have to try a few times before Iron Tail missed, but this was my first try since coming back here. Alright, Fighting Gym, I don't even know what to say. Here I was thinking I was coming back to a meat grinder of a fight with Chuck, but he just keeps using Focus Punch, and obviously failing because I was hitting him. Oh, and also the AI absolutely cheats and knows when a move is gonna crit in this game. Why else would he randomly use Surf once and crit with it? It's just so blatant. Alright, with that little non-linear bit done, we have 3 major fights between us and the Elite Four. Our rival, the Dragon Gym, and our rival again. Well, as much as I want the Dragon Gym to be easy, it probably won't be. We're gonna have Ice Shard by then, so I'm sure that that'll take care of the Dragonairs just fine, but I don't see how we're beating Water Onix and Kingdra beyond using Feint Attack and hoping for the best. I think I might end up having to do a pretty big grind before I can win this fight. Now, that said, I think that the rival fight before it and after it will probably be easy. We have pretty good type coverage for that fight. I'm gonna fight every trainer I can in the radio tower and hope that that gets us strong enough to win at the Dragon Gym by the time we get there, but I'm pretty skeptical. I think I'm gonna have to grind regardless. First is the radio tower rival fight, and despite not even having Ice Shard at the start for Golbat yet, we just demolish his whole team. He didn't stand a chance. His Sneasel at the end was his only Pokemon that could even survive a single hit from us. How will things go by the time of the Dragon Gym, though? So next is the Dragon Gym, and it starts really rough. Water Onix cuts our attack with Intimidate, then keeps hitting us with Dragon Rage. Between her berries and potions, it took forever to get the knockout, and we lost most of our health. We only had 12 health left as we moved on. Dragonair was of course a one-shot with Ice Shard, but next is Kingdra, and we hardly did any damage at all. Even with us lucking out on Hydro Pump missing, we still came nowhere close to a win. Well, I know that my effort values aren't maxed out yet, since I was pretty recently using vitamins that I found, so I don't want to use rare candies yet. I'm sure I'm crazy close to maxing it out, but I'll grind for a bit until vitamins don't work just to make sure. Well, this was baffling. I tried more at level 58, and we got lucky right away, critting Water Onix early for a 2-shot, so I thought that it would be a good run. But for some reason, Ice Shard doesn't one-shot Dragonair this time, and we got paralyzed. She healed up and we lost tons of turns to paralysis, then we failed to one-shot her again. I don't get it. She was a one-shot when I was a way lower level. How am I failing a one-shot twice? Oh, never mind, I checked back the footage. We only one-shot the first time with a crit. I must have just not noticed when I was playing. Okay, well, our vitamins are maxed out now, so I'm safe to use rare candies. Let's just level up twice, then I think that we can get that one-shot each time. I still think I'll lose though. So I try more 2 levels later, and right away we land a crit on Water Onix to one-shot it from full health. Literally perfect. Problem is, somehow Dragonair survives with an absolute sliver, so we get paralyzed anyway. Why am I wasting all my good crit runs on the tries where I get paralyzed? We take it out, and this time for Kingdra, it keeps wasting time with Smokescreen. But we have Keen Eye, so that just doesn't work on us, and although our slashes weren't doing a ton, we crit to take him out. Maybe we do stand a chance. Last is Dragonair, but this one is a one-shot. I can't believe I won after getting paralyzed. That's crazy. Let's just hope that the rival is easy. Alright, thankfully the rival fight was literally just a sweep. We didn't take a single hit. At least it was easy getting to the Elite Four. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. I love our attack and our speed, and I'm kind of surprised by how close our defense and special defense are. I don't hate these stats, but I don't really see how we're going to beat Bruno like this. I could learn Aerial Ace, but I don't know what I would get rid of. We still need all of these moves. I would get rid of Slash, but we need that for Lance's Water Onix. I think I just have to stick with these moves and hope for the best. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will. I figured that this would be a sweep outside of Slowbro, and that's exactly what happened. Actually, if we were a level or 2 higher, then I think that this would have been a total sweep. Well, Slowbro just used Curse, so we took no damage the whole fight. How will Koga go? Second is Poison Trainer Koga. First is Ariados, who's just a one-shot thanks to a crit, but second is Fortress, and this thing was a pain. We could hardly hurt it with any of our moves, so I tried to chip away at it for a while, being careful to try and avoid dipping into full restore range. Unfortunately, I failed at that, so it just healed. We got hit so many times that we lost half of our health before we could finally take it out. Muck was just a one-shot with Dig, and Crobat right after survived an Ice Shard, ate a berry, then wasted time with Double Team. We just hit another Ice Shard to take it out. Last is Venomoth, and I almost used Ice Shard thinking it was Flying type, but I remembered that it's just Bug and Poison, so I used Feint Attack. Not that it mattered, it wasn't a one-shot. We only took a bit of damage though. He used a full restore, then we hit him twice for the win. Third is Fighting Trainer Bruno. I actually didn't see this coming, but right after we hit Hitmontop, it hit us with counter and return to take out most of our health. I'm so used to Gen 2 that I just thought he was going to use Dig. We took him out, but Onix right after survived Dig and finishes us off with Rock Slide. Maybe I should have just used Ice Shard there, but thanks to counter, there was no way that we were going to get a win on that fight. I'll try a couple more times, and if counter is what he uses every time, then I'll get a few more levels. Our effort values are maxed out, so it's really not a problem. So I get an entire 6 levels, and try more, but counter just seems to always bring us down to about the same amount of health. I know that it's just going to take the damage that we deal and deal double in return, but that just means that we're pretty much powerless to stop him from hitting it until we can one-shot him. Onix still takes us out, even if we use Ice Shard, by the way. We haven't even gotten to the hard parts of his team yet. This might take some serious leveling. Level 75, and now Hitmontop is using Triple Kick instead of counter for the first time. He only hit twice though, so although we got hurt a lot, we took less damage than before. Onix was finally a one-shot with Dig, but he used Sandstorm while we were underground, so now we're taking weather damage. Hitmonlee is a one-shot, but next is Hitmonchan, who survives a hit and nearly takes us out with Fire Punch. The Sandstorm almost finishes us off, but right as it subsides, Hitmonchan uses Bullet Punch to finish us off. I don't think we're winning this until at least level 85 at this point, but I'll try at 80 and see what happens. Okay, so now at level 80, we ended up critting to one-shot Hitmontop, saving us most of our health. Not only that, but Onix didn't use Sandstorm, so we aren't taking weather damage either. Hitmonlee is still a one-shot, and Hitmonchan is trivial now that it just hits one Fire Punch, but last is Machamp, and we go down in one Cross Chop. I kinda think that we might win this in 2 hits though, it'll be a close call. Cross Chop is inaccurate, I'm just gonna keep trying until it misses. Alright, 3 tries later, and rather than Cross Chop missing, Slash just crit, so we got a one-shot. Hey, I'll take it, it's functionally the same result. 4th is Dark Trainer Karen. Yeah, this is a borderline sweep. Umbreon was the only Pokemon who could take a hit, and it hardly hurt us at all. Let's just hope that Lance is easy. Finally, Pokemon Champion Lance. First is Water Onix, so I hit a feint attack for decent damage, get hit by Waterfall, then we hit Slash to bring him to low health. He gets us to about half health with another Waterfall, then right after he used a full restore, we landed a critical Slash for a one-shot. I really don't like that he wasn't in 2-shot range with feint attack though. Second is Aerodactyl, so we hit Ice Shard to nearly one-shot it. We get hit by Rock Slide and survive with only 1 health, then we take it out. After that is Charizard though, who obviously survives a hit and takes us down. Well, you know what? Give me 5 more levels and I bet we could get a 2-shot on Water Onix and a 1-shot on Aerodactyl. This might not be far off of a win. Alright, level 85. Now Water Onix only got to hit us once thanks to it being a 2-shot, and second is Aerodactyl, who is now a 1-shot with Ice Shard. I feel way better about this fight now. Third is Charizard, and I figure that it could take us to low health with Flamethrower, but I guess we'll never find out. We just crit Slash for a 1-shot. After that is his 3 Dragonites, but they're double weak to Ice, so of course we sweep them. That went really well. With that victory, we get in the Hall of Fame and we win the run, but you know it's not over yet. Heart Gold has all of Kanto in the post-game, including 8 gym battles and a secret final boss fight with Red. 7 of those 8 gym battles are super easy since they're weaker than the Elite Four, so we're gonna skip ahead to the next real challenge, Blue. I grabbed leftovers on my way because I figure that is the best held item that I can get my hands on. Also, I'll say now that we've literally never won a red fight in a Heart Gold solo run, so I really doubt this is gonna be the first time I beat him, but if I can beat Blue, then I promise I'm going to at least try red, just to see how far into the fight we get. So at level 90, I got to Blue. Executor is a one-shot, but second is Arcanine, so our attack is down from Intimidate. We can't get the one-shot with Dig, but his Flare Blitz does recoil damage, so he makes himself faint, although we only survived with 5 health. The leftovers healed us up a bit while we were fighting Rhydon right after, but even with it missing Stone Edge, it just took us out with an Earthquake right after. Hey, that may be a loss, but I'm confident that before level 100 we can one-shot Arcanine, and that'll leave us with a ton more health. We'll try again at level 95. So even at level 95, we weren't getting our one-shot, so I tried more at level 100, but would you look at how much health Arcanine has left? Come on, that's gotta be a damage range, right? I'm sure that I can one-shot him in at least some of these tries. I'm gonna keep trying. Wow. So after 10 tries in a row, we literally didn't get one where Arcanine was a one-shot, so we always end up just fainting to Rhydon right after. I'm impressed that we got this far, but I think it's pretty clear that we're not getting past Blue without insane luck. Even if we got a lucky crit and could get past one of his Pokemon sooner, Machamp would obviously take us out. I think it's time to wrap up this run and work on the next one. That was a fun run. I actually really liked using Sneasel. The moveset was a little boring, but it's a very fun type combo that I never really get to use. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon challenge should be up next Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Red with only 1 Vulpix. Believe it or not, I've never done a Vulpix run. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. Okay, if you listened to last week's outro, you know that I had the colonoscopy coming up. Well, today is the 14th, which means I officially had the colonoscopy. And good news, yeah, I'm all good. They didn't find anything concerning. It looks like all the instructions that he gave me leading up to it mostly fixed the abdominal pressure and pain. It's almost gone ever since he started having me do Metamucil every single day. So that seems to have cleared up a lot of the problem. We don't know for sure if there's some kind of lingering problem, but if there is, it's not with the intestines itself. I guess it could be somewhere else in the digestive tract, but it's kind of one of those things of, if there's a problem, I can call and we can get something set up again. But I haven't had the problem in a little while, and the Metamucil did like a really great job. And as for the blood pressure drops that were making me pass out like a little over a year ago, I haven't had my blood pressure seriously drop in like, I don't know, at least a year now. Like, and I haven't passed out in a little over a year. So it's one of those things where it seems to have resolved. Now, my cardiologist, when I was talking to him, because of course they made me see a cardiologist, they do every time I have any of these health issues, he really thought that the drops in blood pressure were likely due to some kind of digestive tract thing. And it looks like it might have been. It really may have been those like abdominal pains and pressures that were causing the blood pressure drops that were making me pass out. Because as those have gotten less and less and less intense, the blood pressure just stopped being an issue. My blood pressure is completely back to normal. It's where it should be for me. So I'm good. I don't want to jump to conclusions. Like, I do still feel a little bit of abdominal pressure every once in a while, but I wouldn't say it impacts my day-to-day life anymore. It's way more manageable. And now that I have like the peace of mind of they've checked my intestines, there's nothing in there to be concerned about right now, so it's not anything really, really serious. It's probably just some minor functional issue that we seem to be just resolving through dietary changes. Like, my diet's already really good. I home cook pretty much everything that I eat. I like a lot of fruit and veg and oats and stuff like that, but I guess I just need more fiber than the regular person to help keep everything managed, and Metamucil is doing a really awesome job at that for me, so it's a good thing that I like Metamucil. So, I think I'm in the clear, at least when it comes to the 2024 health issues. For any of you who remember the old 2022 ones, where it ended up being my neck issues and the nerve issues going through it and everything, that's been a little rough lately. Just because when I twisted my ankle at the beginning of April, it was a lot harder to stay on my feet and do my exercises and to walk enough. So I ended up having to sit a lot more, and that's really rough on the neck, really rough on the nerves and everything. So although that's not feeling its absolute best right now, because my rolled ankle still swells and is still rough, even though that happened on April 1st. What's today? June 14th. Ooh, and it's still not 100%. But it is what it is. I'm back to walking, at least. Like, my ankle does get a little sore sometimes, but I'm at the point where it doesn't keep me from walking. So, like, overall, I think I'm doing pretty good. That's enough rambling, though. I need to get this edit done, and then I need to go to Patreon and put this video up, and I also need to set up a poll on Patreon for whatever the challenge is going to be after that Vulpix run, because I don't know yet. I have a Patreon poll one set up for that. So I gotta actually send out the poll so that people can vote, and we can figure out what run I'm doing, well, that I'm playing next week for me in real life, but you're watching it the week after the Vulpix run, because I've already been playing the Vulpix run this week, because this is the voiceover week for this run. It's so confusing. Don't do YouTube unless you really, really enjoy the videos you've already been doing on YouTube, because if this becomes your job and it's not something you absolutely love doing, it's gonna drive you insane. Thankfully, I love my job. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.